Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, we are going to be trying to predict the starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks in their upcoming fixture up against the USA. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I have got myself and I have got a very special guest. Once again, it is going to be Rugbyitch. We tried to predict all of the Rugby Championship matches for the All Blacks in terms of that lineup and also the reserves. So, are you confident going into this Northern Hemisphere tour, mate, to be able to get a few more
I
points
can
on
be
the board?
confident if I'm being completely honest, but I mean, you smacked me within the Rugby Championship predictions. So, I mean, I have to kind of step up my game, to be honest, within these autumn internationals and kind of level it up, to say the least. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get, making more predictions. But yeah, excited.
And it will be home field advantage slightly for yourself. Of course, Northern Hemisphere conditions, you'll know them just a little bit more perhaps. But yeah, nonetheless, we'll jump straight into it. Front row, who have you got for your 1, 2, and 3 for the All Blacks?
Oof. Okay. Well, with the number 1, I've gone with Geordie Barrett. With the number 2, I've gone with Dan Coles. And for number 3, I've gone with Tyrell Lomax. So I do believe I've gone with a mix of players there who haven't had as many opportunities, and obviously with George Barr, who has been playing consistently, I'd say, for the All Blacks within the Rugby Championship. So for that reason, I went with a bit of a mix. I think Dan Coles, I think he deserves a shot against the US. I mean, obviously they've gone with the likes of Cody Taylor as well as Takalaho. I'd say those are the two main ones I'd say throughout the Rugby Championship that I got to have the most playing opportunities within the hooker role. So yeah, I think Dan Coles deserves a shot here, obviously. Then yeah, I just went with Tyrell Lomax because I feel like out of all the players within this position, I mean, I believe he had the least minutes, I'd say, from a starting position. So for that reason, I went with him within the number 3 role.
Alrighty, so I have also decided to go with George Bower at number 1. Number 2, I have actually gone with Cody Taylor, though. I did switch it up a little bit there. Decided to go with a strong hooker for this first one, although they have got the options of the likes of a Takiaho, a Safa Moore maybe could get an opportunity in this game as well. But we will have to wait and see. And then at number 3, I have given him his first start, Ofa Tuangafasi, recently returning from injury. Okay. I feel like this will be a good opportunity to give him that start and see how he can go up against a side like the US, where he should be able to get himself a little bit of confidence as well in those scrums. Just building their way into Wales next week. And now, that is the front row. The locks are our next position. Number 4, I've decided to go with Tupa Va'ai. And then number 5, I have gone with the returning captain, Sam Whitelock.
Interesting. Okay, well, I've also gone with Tupa Va'ai number 4. I just do believe he deserves a shot, obviously, within that opportunity, within that place. But I've actually gone with the new boy within the squad. I've gone with Josh Lord that goes straight into the team at number 5. So obviously that's a Chiefs combination right there. So I do believe that could work pretty well within this setup. So hopefully that's the lock pairing for this week.
Alrighty, not many caps between those two, but it is probably the perfect opportunity to try out that combo up against the US.
Well, hopefully it happens.
Moving to the loose forward trio, which I feel like is a little bit less easy to predict in some regards, because we've had a few players who've had some very good form throughout the Rugby Championship. Also, they've got about 6 options. So who have you decided to go with, including maybe a return or 2, as they have just had an extra 2 loose forwards added back into the mix?
Yeah, you're spot on there, really. With with the number 6, I think was probably the hardest one to actually, I'd say, out of the 3, because obviously you could choose between the likes of Kira, Shannon Vizell, who's obviously returned, and the likes of Ethan Battler. But I've gone with Ethan Battler at number 6 just because I don't believe Shannon Vizell will be ready just for this one just now. They might obviously throw him within the Wales game, but I've gone with Ethan Battler at the start because I do believe he was brilliant actually for the All Blacks, obviously coming off the bench, and the impact he made throughout the Rugby Championship really stood out in my opinion. So for that reason, I've gone with it at number 6. For number 7, I've gone with the return of the original captain, to say the least, with Sam Kane. I do believe he'll get his first start. How long has it been? I think it's been since
I believe it's been at least 7 months or so.
7. Yeah, it was like something like that, like 7 months. It's been crazy, but yeah, it's one of those where I'll be completely honest. I do have mixed opinions about Sam Kane. Obviously, you could say towards captaincy, but man, he is a hell of a player. So I'm not going to say anything against him because he is just brilliant within that breakdown. So I can definitely see him making an impact, obviously, within that play within this game. But yeah, with the number 8, I have actually gone with the likes of Hoskins to Tutu. I do believe this is a perfect game, obviously, for him to get more game time for the All Blacks. So, but that's kind of the 3 loose forwards that gone with against the US for this game.
Alrighty, so I have got 3 different
Different,
loose
yeah.
forwards.
I expected
number
that.
6.
I expected that.
And number 6, I have actually gone with Akira Ioane. I feel like in those last couple games up against the Springboks, he didn't really have that momentum that he did have earlier on in the Rugby Championship. So I'm hoping by giving him a game up against the US, it might give him kind of that confidence going into the game up against Wales, because we know Wales, they've got some pretty big loose forwards who will be definitely trying to take it to our fullback throughout that match. Number 7, I've gone Dalton Papali'i. I decided to give him a chance.
This is the guy who I wanted to put in so badly, just as a Blues fan, but I had to be unbiased, so I went with Sam Kane there. But yeah.
So I've gone with Dalton. I believe for myself, I'm going to give Sam Kane the run up against Italy as that kind of third match. Give him a couple of weeks with the squad first, seeing as he has only had one Heartland Championship game since kind of returning from the injury.
Yeah,
so I was going to give him just that little bit longer in that regard. And then number 8, I actually went with Artie Savia because of the fact that it seems to be that they don't want to leave him out of there, and maybe he transitions to 8 so that Sam Kane can be 7 in those future games. So I feel like they're still trying to decide whether or not he's a 7 or an 8. He plays better at 7, I feel, personally, but
I agree as well.
It seems like number 8 is going to be where they decide to go with him for this one as well. But that's our loose forward trio, so we've already got plenty of changes in that fullback by the looks of it. Now we're going 19 combo, and I believe we may have a couple changes here as well. Number 9, I have gone with Brad Weber. I'm giving him the start for this one. And then number 10, I'm going to give him his start after having to go through all the quarantine and everything like that, waiting for the opportunity. Richie Mo'unga is who I have decided to go with as my starting 10.
Well, I've gone with one player similar to you there. I've also gone with Richie Mo'unga. I do believe he deserves an opportunity, obviously, to get his first start for the All Blacks, and obviously since the quarantine that he's had to obviously do within Australia. But with the number 9, I've actually given it to Finlay Christie. I do believe this could be a good opportunity for him to actually get some game time. Obviously, within the Rugby Championship, obviously he didn't get as much minutes as you would like. I mean, he came off the bench I think a few times, and I don't believe he had. I think he might have had one start, if I'm not mistaken. I think maybe it might have been one of the Bledisos, but yeah, I do believe this is a perfect opportunity for him to actually get some game time. So for that reason, I've gone with him at the number 9 position.
Alrighty, so we're on the same page in some positions, but this backline here,
this is tough.
I feel like there's going to be a few changes in these ones. We will go with the centre combo. Who have you got as your 12 and 13?
Okay, this is probably the hardest, I'd say, for me personally to choose, because there's a ton of players who actually could have fit within this obviously this position. But I've actually gone with 2 new players who haven't actually had as many opportunities. So I haven't gone with the likes of Havili or Ansel around the start, who was, in my opinion, I would say is the normal centre pairing. But I've actually gone with the likes of Quinn Tupaia at number 12. And I've gone with the, you could say, the reintroduction, or he's been sitting on the sidelines a bit, but I've brought him back, Brandon Enor. I do believe he deserves an opportunity, and I think this is the perfect game to put him back in that balance, obviously, for him, kind of, because he's a brilliant player. I mean, I think a lot of people, kind of underrate how good he is as a player. And I think for the Crusaders, he's just been brilliant, very consistent throughout. So, and obviously, he's been unfortunate, with the amount of injuries recently within his career. I believe he had one, I think back, it was like last year, which obviously prevented him playing for a while. But yeah, I do believe this is a perfect opportunity for him to get back into that All Black setup. So yeah, that's my centre pairing for this game.
So 2 changes because of the fact that for myself, I actually went with David Havili, number 12, and then number 13, I've gone with Rieko Ioane.
Yeah,
I have transitioned him
back
to
exactly
the centre. Because, of course, he's played a little bit on the left wing throughout the Rugby Championship, and they've got plenty of players to go in that centre combo, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if they try and play him a little bit more on the left wing side, although for the Blues, recently he has been doing that centre jersey, but it's a very tough centre combo to go with because they have got so many players who can be there. But yeah, I decided to go with those 2, give them a few minutes before heading into that game next week up against Wales, where I'll probably say the exact same combo in the midfield, to be honest.
I think I'll be the same as you. I'll obviously go with a more stronger, more reliable combo. This at least you've obviously played more. You're more familiar with itself, obviously from the Rugby Championship. But yeah, just for now, that's why I went with a new kind of combo, because I just want to see something different within this game.
Yeah, right. Now we're going to the outside backs. Number 11, I have gone with George Bridge. I'm giving him another chance. Number 14, I've gone with Will Jordan. I've decided to give him the start up against this side. He did score 5 tries up against Tonga. He'll be 1 and 6 in this game, although I don't think it will be so easy in this one up against the US. But he is a very talented player. Will Jordan will be marking up with, I assume, someone who will have quite a bit of toe as well, which will be quite an exciting battle out on that wing. And then number 15, for the first time in about 6 weeks, I have gone with Damian McKenzie.
Oh, what?
Every other time I've gone Geordie Barrett, it's always been Geordie Barrett. But this time, I'm giving Damian McKenzie the run. He hasn't had a start in a long time. So I feel like that would be a good opportunity.
Well, I've gone the exact same as you, essentially. I've gone with George Bridge at number 11. I've gone with Will Jordan, number 14. And I've stuck with my boy because I've kept... It's one of those where I really just can't switch from him, because if I switch from him and then he starts, I think it made me so angry. So I just have to stick with him the whole time. So I've gone with Damian McKenzie once again to hopefully finally start for the All Blacks. But yeah, that's the front. Obviously, the back three I've gone with. I do believe George Bridge obviously deserves an opportunity within the 11 spots. I mean, he's had moments obviously within that 11 jersey for the All Blacks from the Rugby Championship, but I wouldn't say as many as we'd like. So I think obviously that's kind of a reason why I put him within this starting lineup. I do believe Will Jordan, like you said, is just a try-scoring machine. I mean, I've already said this, that he has the potential to be. I mean, I've said this countless times, but to be World Player of the Year, within the next few years. So it's one of those where if he can just continue his try-scoring record, then yeah, he'll definitely be up there. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said beforehand, Damian McKenzie, he definitely deserves, you could say, a starting position this time rather than on the bench, as Geordie Barrett has been very consistent, you say, for the All Blacks within their Rugby Championship. But yeah.
Alrighty, so now we are on to the reserves. Now, last week, I believe, if I'm not wrong, or the last time we did this, we had 8 changes.
Yeah, it was the first time I don't believe we ever had that, where we had like completely different benches. So hopefully I don't know if we want something different or similar, we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like this one we could have a few changes as well.
Yeah.
But we will start with that front row reserves, 16, 17, 18. Who have you got for yourself?
So for the number 16 jersey, I've gone with the likes of Safa Moore. I do believe, obviously I've gone with Dan Coles, and I think they'll rest Cody Taylor. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't believe they'll put Cody Taylor straight into this one. I believe it'll be for the next week, So that's why I've gone with Safa Moore. And obviously, he didn't get as many, you could say, minutes compared to Takalaho, so I just thought it was a perfect reason to put him within that position. For the 17 jersey, I've gone with the likes of Carl Tunglafe. I do believe he'll get kind of a shot within that one, as well as Ova Tungafasi, for the exact reason you said. Obviously coming back from his injury, I do believe it's a perfect opportunity for him to get some minutes. So, yeah.
Alrighty, so 3 changes once again. I have got Dane Coles as my number 16, returning from his injury. Very recently had a game for Wellington. Didn't look too bad in that one as well for the Bunnings NPC. So I am going to give him the bench spot. Number 17. I'm going to keep on putting this man's name until they give him a chance. Ethan de Groot is my number 17. I wanted to put him in,
but I was just like, I think he's probably the one player who I normally would have gone with. I just didn't go with. He's a brilliant player to say the least. Yeah.
I feel like it's because of the fact that Southland at the moment in the Bunnings NPC as well, they've been struggling a little bit. They're close to the bottom of the championship. They could have had that man for almost the whole season if he hadn't gone to the All Blacks, and he still is yet to get himself the cap since the Rugby Championship, or during the Rugby Championship as well. So, Ian, give him a chance.
This is his moment. His moment to shine.
He needs an opportunity. But our 18, I've gone with Nepo Lulala, and kind of the same reasoning a little bit as I did start a couple of my other players, of giving him some minutes before heading into that game up against Wales, as I feel that he could end up with that start perhaps. But yeah, so 3 changes so far off the bench. Now, number 19 and number 20. We're going to have 2 changes because I've got number 19, Josh Lord, giving the youngster a run round off the bench rather than in that starting lineup. And then number 20, because of that cover of a few different positions, I've gone with Ethan Blackadder, and he also has continued in some very good form since the Rugby Championship. So hopefully he does continue that into the Northern Hemisphere tour as well.
Okay. Well, the 19 position, obviously, like you said before, and we'll obviously have 2 changes from this one. With the 19 jersey, I've gone with the likes of Simon Whitelock. I do believe he'll get an opportunity from this game. And with the number 20 jersey, I've gone with the likes of Luke Jacobson for the same reasons as you. Obviously, he covers all positions, so it's one of those where I think it's just an easy selection to go with. But yeah, no, it is very hard to obviously go off the bench and see who you want to pick. But I just believe those 2 players obviously will do good to make an impact off this game. So yeah.
Alrighty, so now with 5 differences here so far, 21, 22, 23. Who have you got here? Have we got anyone who is
No, I think
similar?
we have to have someone similar here. But with the number 21 jersey, I've gone the likes of TJ Perinar. With the number 22 jersey, I've gone the likes of Geordie Barrett. And with the number 23 jersey, I've gone with him once again at the 23 jersey, Rick Alani. Obviously, as he covers, both, you could say, has more, squad depth to say the least. He's very versatile to say the least. So that's why I've gone with the number 23 jersey.
Alrighty, so I have got TJ Perenara, number 21. Number 22, I've got Geordie Barrett.
Oh.
And then number 23, I have got Geordie Barrett. I
didn't straight away. Had to be.
And yeah, that is kind of for the same reason that I've had a few of those other players. I've given a few young guys a go, but I'm also giving those guys kind of a little bit more of an opportunity that I think will get the chance up against Wales as well. But I feel like Ian Foster, he's got a hard decision to make because that squad is getting bigger and bigger with those new guys kind of joining back in, because I believe they've gained about 5 from only losing Tui Piloto and Scott Barrett. So
exactly, correct. Yeah.
Slowly getting bigger and bigger, and the decisions will be getting harder and harder, which is why we may end up not getting as many points as we used to.
Yeah, I think with this one, we're not going to get as many points, like you said. It's just one of those where it's very you just don't know what's going to happen within this game and who obviously they're going to select, because it's one of those where do they obviously go with players who haven't had as much game opportunities, or do they go with players who kind of need those minutes obviously going into the autumn international. So it's just a decision obviously that Ian Foster is going to make, and we're obviously going to either get completely wrong or we're going to get completely right. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully the second one. We'll get
exactly.
We'll get
I'm hoping we get it completely right. I mean, like, oh, that would be.
Yeah, nonetheless, I guess with that being said, I believe the squad is going to be announced on Friday morning, I want to say, but I could be wrong in that regard. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment down below who you think is going to be in that starting lineup and reserves up against the USA. Thank you very much for coming on the channel once again, Rugbyitch. His link to his channel will be in the description below, so be sure to go and check him out. But thank you very much, mate.
No worries, man. No worries.
But yeah, nonetheless, we will see you all for the next one.